everybody knew that somebody was gonna go there because they heard about Erica Kirk or what Druski is doing with the white characters. But see, the difference is Druski's not making fun of white people. He's making fun of the characters or the people that are actually out there, and he's portraying who they are and making fun of that person. But see, the problem is when they do blackface, they want to make fun of black people. And then it's not even funny because what they're doing is using stereotypes instead of who they're trying to make fun of. But let's watch and see what's going on.
Over the past year, Druski has engaged in some whiteface skits. And of course, for many people, these are very funny. To the opposition, many cry that these skits are indeed racist. And if the shoe was on the other foot, black people would complain if white people did blackface. But to support Druski's art.
But see, that's crazy because we didn't complain about Robert Downey Jr. when he was in Tropic Thunder. Everybody I know thought he did a good job, like he killed it. But it's these ignorant characters that they do that we get upset about. Because that's nothing like us. Continue.
Argument.
Whenever white people do blackface or anything of black and brown people, they do this.
Yeah.
What Druski does to his white characters is that he adds context and texture to the character.
When Druski engages in a skit, whether it's a black person or a white person, indeed he focuses in on context. For an example, now that was the original inspiration for Druski's June 5th, That Old Head Who Never Grew Up matured skit. But watch Druski's interpretation. Now, in this particular situation, Druski is mimicking a black person. He's using context to put himself in the character as the person. And we actually saw this in several of Druski's whiteface skits. For an example, the Erica Kirk skit, which was the white female conservative. Let's look at the context here. You see that this is Erica Kirk trying to have this stare. And Druski worked really hard not only to look as closely to Erica Kirk as possible, but to mimic her own facial expressions. So indeed, when you look at what Druski's trying to do, he's not only trying to be funny, he's doing his very best to be relatable.
He's right, you know.
However, this detail was clearly overlooked by the opposition of Druski. Many people wanted to do a blackface skit to respond to Druski's whiteface skits. And a person who decided to do so was Jake Lang. Now, before we go into his interpretation of Druski, we need to know what kind of person Jake Lang is. And to call him a white supremacist is actually the least of our worries.
Okay, so look, this is almost all my weight. Philip, can you breathe?
I can breathe.
You can breathe?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna bounce all my weight on you. Can you still breathe?
Yes, I can still breathe.
Okay.
This is Jake Lang trying to prove that George Floyd didn't die because someone put a knee on his neck. He died for another reason. He's trying to reenact.
The irritating part is the black dude is already helping him do it. But that, man, that's the irritating part right now. Boy, we do anything, man.
But as you can see, the knee on the person's neck isn't on the same position as it was in George Floyd, which clearly this is moving the goalposts. This is also the same person who pulled up to the BET Awards and got. This is just to let you know what kind of person Jake Lang is. But let's get into what he's going viral for today. And that is this skit.
They're gonna slay my people.
As you see, this is Jake Lang on a bus trying to look like Druski. And
therefore, this is so unrelatable, unfunny, lame, and it's just not even entertaining. I mean, it's entertaining because of how bad it is.
It's whack. It ain't even entertaining. It's whack. Like, dude, come up, be original, man. Y'all been doing that for years. Be original. That is whack, man. I'm just so I mean, come up with something better than that. I mean, at least do somebody that'll make it funny. This ain't even funny, dude.
But whereas Druski's skit was actually funny and entertaining and relatable because it's real life things that happened with barely any exaggeration, this is just corny.
As Drew Almighty clearly points out, this is not relatable. It's not funny. It's just ridiculous because there's no real context to this. Black people, Black Americans, or people from African descent don't sit on buses and start beating their chests like gorillas. So this skit is not meant to be funny. It's meant to be dehumanizing.
Yeah.
But there was some other messaging here.
I don't know why bitches ever talk to me, man. I can't stand these white people. Think they're better than the years of slavery. Slavery. I'm gonna get that white. I'm gonna get that white girl. I'm gonna get this white. Die, white. I got that white.
So in the latter part of the skit, he reenacts the Irina Zarazuka stabbing in Charlotte, North Carolina, where DeCarlos Brown was on the same bus or train as her and stabbed her and attacked her repeatedly for no reason. Now, DeCarlos Brown was clearly wrong for that. He had a lot of mental conditions. He had many problems, and many people believe that this was not motivated by race. But what Jake Lang is trying to accomplish here is that Black people are just like primates, and because they're primitive, they have a propensity for violence.
He's right, you know.
Now, many people are complaining about this skit, calling it racist, and Jake Lang trying to build an audience with white conservatives. But I really want to look at something that's a larger problem. You see, the people that are engaging in this behavior, such as the Chud the Builders or Jake Langs, I mean, they could act like they have a lot of support for what they do. But the reality is that they don't. And I'm gonna tell you why. You see, in order for you to be valuable to your community, you have to actually produce something of valuable for that community. And when it comes to whites and Europeans, and this is no disrespect, but typically these groups prioritize actual tangible stuff than just trolling. So what tends to happen over time is that a guy like Jake Lang or Chud the Builder, they don't become assets to the community. They become liabilities. Even the greatest racists don't want them around because they can't provide anything of value for the community. And ultimately, the group turns on people like this, not because they dislike Black people, but rather they can't do anything for their group. And the reality is this: if Jake Lang was really valuable, he would be doing something else. He would be a better content creator. He would be a lawyer. He'd be a doctor. He'd be a stockbroker. But he's chosen this particular path of doing what he's doing online, which is agitating people online, because he couldn't make it any other way. This is his last resort. Nobody, and I do mean nobody, makes a decision to be ostracized from the rest of the world. You only do that because you have no other choice. And when you have no other choice but to participate in that, nobody can touch you. And this is why this skit hasn't caused so much of an uproar, because the trolling coming from some of the whites, it's kind of going out sad. After Chud the Builder did what he did, then you have somebody like Jake Lang doing what he's doing. It's not really getting the traction that he wants because everybody's sort of doing this. And let me kind of compare this situation to like another guy, like Charleston White. In my honest opinion, Charleston White is experiencing somewhat of a decline or falling off, because everything that you could do that was like extreme, you've already done it now. So when you do something else that's crazy, nobody really cares because the world has already been desensitized to your BS. So there's nowhere else to go up from there. So when you can't go up, the only place that you can do is come down. And it's unfortunate that people would rather chase controversy and BS over actually trying to build a really good career in content creation. A lot of folks think that they're gonna make their money crapping on blacks, but ultimately they get kicked out of the same community that they're trying to lobby for. So guys, what do you think? Am I reaching here? Do you think that white people would really support somebody like this guy? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe, hit the bell.
I mean,
We're out.
I don't think they will support it, but they'll listen to it. But at the end of the day, dude ain't funny. The dude didn't do what Druski did, even though he was trying to come back at it. But it was bad, terrible. Nobody cared. You don't even hear about it. Like, I barely saw it. So, like I said, it's just really at a point where it's like, okay, what else you got? It's like, what else you got? Because if that's all you got, man, we done seen that 1,000 times. So that's why I think people are not even jumping on it or getting mad about it, because I mean, we seen this already. I mean, we seen it a long time for the for the length of my life. I know that, but hey, it is what it is. Hey, if you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and come back and watch more of this content, because we're gonna keep giving it to you. Peace.